Well, welcome today in another segment of Way of Wisdom. And we are now in Proverbs chapter 17. And I'd like to talk to you today about the testing of the Lord. The testing of the Lord. In Proverbs chapter 17, verse 3, it says, "The crucible is for silver, and the furnace is for gold, and the Lord tests the hearts." The crucible is for silver and the furnace is for gold. He's talking about that which can heat something up to an intense level of heat and melt away the dross, or cause the dross at least to come to the top of that which has been melted down so it can be skimmed off. And so the crucible is for silver and the furnace is for gold. In other words, God will test something with fire so he can remove the dross, and it will produce a purity in the silver and a purity in the gold. So the testing is actually for the benefit of the silver. The testing is actually for the benefit of the gold. Because silver that has been purified, or the dross gotten rid of, gold that has been put through the fire and the craftsman can take off the dross because of this fire and the testing of fire, ridding itself of the dross, that makes it more valuable. Do you realize that the more you go through in life, the more valuable you become in terms of understanding others and having compassion upon others and being more like Jesus? You become more like Jesus the more you respond properly to the testing of the Lord. And so we need to see it as a good thing. The crucible is for silver and the furnace is for gold. The Lord tests the hearts. He examines the hearts to see if there's any attitude or habit or sin that needs to be removed so that our hearts can be more valuable in terms of his use of us. Well, we see a prayer in Psalm 139, verse 23 and 24. "Search me, O God, and know my heart. Try me and know my thoughts. And see if there be any grievous way in me, and lead me in the way everlasting." Here, the psalmist is giving God an invitation and inviting God and even urging, asking God, "Come, search my heart, Lord. See if there's anything in me that needs to be dealt with, Lord." Why? Because the crucible is for silver and the furnace is for gold, so the Lord tries the hearts. See, God wants your heart to be more valuable than silver. God wants your heart to be more valuable than gold in terms of what he can do in your heart and how he can use you. And the issues of life flow from the heart. In Isaiah chapter 48, we see another passage about the testing of the Lord. He says in verses 10 and 11, "Behold, I have refined you, but not as silver. I've tried you, but I've tried you in the furnace of affliction. For mine own sake I do it. For how should my name be profaned? My glory I will not give to another." In other words, God wants to do things in your life that will glorify him. And he doesn't want that glory to be taken away or diverted or in any way polluted. And so he says, for my own sake, for my name's sake, I'm going to try you like in a furnace of affliction. Because I don't want to share my glory with another. So anything that's in our heart that would somehow take his work in us, and when something comes to pass, there would be some dross in it that would somehow detract from the glory of God. And not only that, God wants richer, deeper, fuller, greater fellowship with us. And so he removes things from our heart that would hinder that fellowship. So maybe you're going through something today. Maybe you've been wondering, why am I going through this? Well, don't get too hung up on the question of why, because the Lord tests the hearts. It could be a test you're going through. Just respond in a godly way and submit to him and start praising him and say, "Lord, search my heart, try my heart, know my heart, and see if there's anything in me that needs to be dealt with. Because I want to glorify you. And I want my life to be as useful and as valuable in your hands as it possibly can be." So let's read it again as we close. Proverbs 17:3. "The crucible is for silver and the furnace is for gold, and the Lord tests the hearts." So pray, "Lord, have your way in me today. Search me, know me, try me, and remove anything that needs to be removed, that I might have a heart that is more valuable than silver, a heart that is more valuable than gold." God bless you today as you walk the way of wisdom.
of it all.